guys, if you've been following along, you remember my story about my undergraduate professor explaining that there were two different kinds of R's. There was something called a bunched R and something called a retroflexed R, and we all made our R's a different kind of way. And if you watched one of my other videos, I kind of debunked that a little bit. I don't know if other people were taught this, or if maybe I even just misunderstood what she was saying at the time. Regardless, that was something that was in my head for a really long time. So today we're going to talk about how to teach a retroflex R. The previous video in this series was how to teach a bunched R. I have some really great cues and strategies for that. But like I said, today's all about retroflex. So let's jump right in. Okay, I want you to think about the vocalic Rs for a second. Just to refresh your memory, they are ear, r, or an ire. And forgive me if I missed one. So the vocalic Rs are obviously an R that's smushed next to a vowel. And depending on what vowel it's smushed next to depends on the way our tongue moves. So go back through those in your head and think about your tongue as it moves through each one. Let's start with er. When you make an sound, you probably make something more of like a bunched R. The back of your tongue is going backwards. Now I want you to do R. Did you see my tongue? Watch my tongue again. R. That time my tongue went up and it was retroflex. Let's do another one. Or. That one was kind of a retroflex too. Ear. That time I pulled my tongue back and it was more of a bunched. So, as you can see, we all kind of do a little bit of a bunched and a little bit of an R, and it changes very much based on the type of R that is in the word that we're saying. But like I said, today's all about retroflex R. So if you noticed, what I have found the easiest way to teach a retroflex R is with the vocalic R, A-R-A-R-E, sound. So if I have noticed that my child or my student is not doing great with the bunched R, or I have looked in their mouth and I see that they're intrinsically trying to flip that tongue up, I will jump right to R. And then that is how I will kind of guide them into more complex R's. So we will start by saying R, R. Sometimes just that alone is enough to get them a good R, just by having them do that. Ah. So if just saying R isn't enough to help my student find that R, we break it down a little bit more. The nice thing about the retroflex R is, as you can see, my mouth is open, so it's a little bit easier to see my tongue. So I'll, start by, okay, we say open really big and we say ah. And now I draw their attention to my tongue. My tongue's gonna go up, but the sides are gonna touch the back of my teeth. R, R. And I found that adding that little at the end, for some reason, maybe it tightens the tongue a little bit more. It really helps them kind of like click their tongue into place. R, R. And so that is kind of what we'll try. And so what you need to get really comfortable doing is in the middle of your sessions, first of all, you need to determine, think about your own mouth. How does it feel to make a good R in my mouth? What is my tongue moving? What is my tongue doing? Well, my mouth is open, the tongue is going up, the sides of my tongue are still touching the back of my teeth. R. So I need to be thinking about those cues to give to my student. Then what you need to get good at doing is listening to what your student is saying. Try to imitate it yourself so that you can go back and be like, okay, that time the sides of your tongue didn't touch the sides of your teeth, or that time the back of your tongue was too high or too low. And that's gonna be the kind of cues that are really gonna be able to help you diagnose and fix that R. So again, if your student, if you've tried the retroflex or the bunched R and it didn't take well, or if you see your student already trying to flip their tongue up, that's when I would start with the retroflex. And again, we start with just that R. I do not think that you will have good luck if you try to teach with a retroflex. Is more of a bunched R sound when you're just getting started. And then as your student gets better, then you can start, integrating it into other ways. Okay, so this is a video in a series. I would love it if you would just click on the next video, and we will keep exploring R together and how to teach R.